Election workers have begun the tedious task of opening, evaluating, and counting all of the absentee ballots behind me. We're here on Staten Island because there's still a yet-to-be-projected congressional race, but this is happening all around the state to more than 1 million absentee ballots. Suffice it to say, a week after Election Day, the rest of the country would be more than a little upset at New York if it was a swing state. The congressional race that will be decided in this room is between Republican Assemblywoman Nicole Malliotakis and Democratic Congressman Max Rose. Malliotakis has a commanding lead of about 37,000 votes and has declared herself the winner. But more than 50,000 absentee votes in the race need to be counted. They will likely skew Democratic, as we've seen in the presidential ballot counting, because the president discouraged mail-in voting by Republicans while Democrats embraced it because of the pandemic. Malliotakis remains confident.
I'm sure there probably will be movement in the numbers, but I still believe we will win by a significant margin.
There are 16 undecided congressional races nationwide, with almost half, 7 of them, being in New York State. They include 2 races on Long Island, a particularly tight race in New York's 3rd Congressional District, and a slightly less competitive race in New York's 2nd Congressional District. Most states only have 1 or no undecided races.
New York is the latest in the country in terms of counting our votes. And fortunately, we're not a swing state, or else this would be a national scandal.
State Senate Democratic Deputy Leader Michael Gianaris acknowledges the whole New York election system may need an overhaul, but says quick counting is something that can happen pretty easily. He's proposing a bill that would let local election boards evaluate ballots as they come in for validity and then begin canvassing them 3 hours before the polls close on Election Day. The main reason New York waits a week to count is because, unlike most states, New Yorkers can vote absentee and then again in person if they're concerned there's a problem with their ballot. So vigorous cross-checking has to be done to make sure there's no double voting.
What this bill would do is reverse that and say your first vote counts. If you vote by absentee, that's your vote. You don't get to vote in person. Once the board accepts your ballot, you'll be in the system, so you won't be allowed to vote on Election Day if you've already cast an absentee vote.
We are expecting the federal races to be able to be decided within the next couple of weeks, but if any of the local races or legislative races are particularly tight and there's legal challenges or recounts, that could stretch into late December. On Staten Island, Henry Rossoff, Pix 11 News.